Good morning, citizens. Welcome back to the channel. This is Vegas Postman. We're going to be doing a little bit of Star Citizen cargo runs here on the RSI Hermes and having some discussion about where the game is headed. I've been playing it now for, I would say, two full patches. I started in, 4.5, so I've seen some considerable upgrades in the game and patching things out. Yeah, maybe there's been a few introductions and new bugs, but nothing really too game breaking. So let's jump into the game and get right into it here. I am going to need to pick up some med gels, so uh, maybe we should go do that first here. I'm really excited about where the future of this game is going to go. Especially as we move forward into, 4.8. Where they're going to be working on the transit system, which would be, all the elevators and things that are, you know, pretty much something that, once they iron out is going to vastly improve the game. Sometimes there's glitches with some of the elevator systems or the tram system that you'll see me get on. Sometimes it looks a little, not as fluid as it should. So I think they're really working on the physical railway to make sure, because you'll see sometimes it'll almost look like it's off track, but it's not that it doesn't work. It's just kind of immersion breaking, especially when the rest of the game like this is so smooth and fluid. We got to pick up some med gel here, and I think we got to go to a medical facility to go do that. The reason I need med gel is because I'm a horrible player at this game, and I die. So I just recently got a Drake Cutlass Red, and I've already used 2 of the respawns, so one of the beds is completely zeroed out of med gel, and they hold 200 per, but it takes 100 to actually respawn your character. So one of the beds out of the 2 is completely empty. So yeah, we'll look at the tram system here. You see how it's, its frame rate isn't smooth. It's not, it's built off a very old system, when the game was initially built. Certain sections of the track you'll see are nice and smooth, but they'll clean that up. That way the look is not quite so immersion breaking, because taking the trams in this game are really great. Sorry about that. I mean, look at this. It's absolutely beautiful. Get a view of Microtech here. Going over to the Aspire Grand at the medical center. And each one of the cities does have, a major transit system, so it is quite the undertaking for them to be able to overhaul everything. Especially elevators, sometimes into your own hangars. Those would bring you into a void, just like a completely empty space. And it's like, where am I? Occasional fall through the map, crazy stuff like that. So once that gets cleaned up, that'll be great. Okay, let's head to the Grand and head over to the medical facility, buy our med gel. We can put it in storage, and we'll take out the Hermes and do some cargo missions. Let's see if Kelto sells it real quick here. Maybe on a on a discount here. Categories. What would it be under? Miscellaneous? They sell pens and small stuff, food. Okay. Worth Medical. There we go. And I think we just hit up the kiosk in the pharmacy over here, I believe.
Ava.
Ooh. Oh, that's painful. 100,000 per. But hey, we got to do what we got to do, right, folks? That's why we're in the game. So we'll take 2 of those.
Hi.
All right. Well, just blew through that. Now I got what? Oop. F1. See, now I got only 842,000 credits.
Okay. What's
A
up?
pauper. I am a pauper.
Okay.
I was always, looking at this game, and I've always heard some negative stuff, but then I actually watched it. I just watched somebody play it. No reviews, no opinion. Excuse me, kind of like I'm doing now, and it just intrigued me. There's another space game that was, not quite living up to what I wanted it to be. Whereas this, this fills exactly, what I always thought a space game should be. The other game is plagued with too many load screens, and it just has an inherent problem, to be honest with you. It's not a multiplayer game. You just can't invite people to the cool ships and the cool bases that you have. If you build something really cool and you want a buddy to come along for a mission, or hey, look at the ship, look at the ship I built or what I decorated, and how cool my base is, and well, you can't do that in the other game, but in this game you can, since this is an MMO. There are people consistent inside the world. That's kind of how we communicate, since we don't have voiceover right now. You just turn on your headlamp to say hello to people. He's got some pretty cool armor. I'm liking that. I just picked up some new armor last night from looting. I had just your basic standard woodland heavy armor, and I was kind of threw off some Halo vibes. It was cool. Had a little Master Chief look to it. But now we switched to this one right here. So this is our new armor. I looted that out of one of the bunkers, so it's definitely pretty cool. I liked it. Liking the vibe. Right now, armors are just classified by light, medium, and heavy, so their damage mitigation and everything is the only stat that shifts along with their temperature range that they'll protect you from. But eventually, armors are going to have certain perks, like maybe movement speed or, things like that. So. No. What's up? I was looking at a text on my phone. Let's go to the terminal. Pull out the Hermes. inventory on me. A couple extra P4 mags, some med pens, some drinky drink, and true hold tractor.
All right. It was nice chatting with you. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your visit.
How are things with you?
Right now I have the mining attachment. Okay, good.
Can't tell if people are curious or trying to make
I don't really know if I need
Hello,
the
and
small
welcome to New Babbage, capital city of microtech.
lift
That's
attachment
where
because
creative
I always
innovation
kind of
belongs
keep
to its
a
innovative
one of the
creativity.
large max lifts on me.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Okay.
From the best
Please visit us again.
dining and entertainment.
Just make sure those med gels are in our storage here. Turn that off. We'll go to page 4. Yep, down at the bottom. The way these pages work, if you're not using the sorting system, it's based on when you picked it up. So your newest items will always be on the last page unless you specifically go for a specific thing. You can see they still have some work to do on their sorting. Like, obviously, these aren't sustenance items. So if you have, like, my utility, and then I'll go to medical, you can see it does not have the med gel in there. Which realistically, that's where it should be for the sorting system. But if you just turn off all of the categories, then it'll bring everything up. Just for you new players, I know sometimes it's kind of
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle
awkward to
Retrieval
find
System.
things. So this is my my hangar here. These are the ships that I have, and we're going to pull out the
Vehicle,
Hermes.
Your vehicle has please visit us again. Goodbye.
And there she is. The RSI Hermes is a medium freighter, blockade runner, holds 288 SCU on grid. Can fit considerably more off grid. I'll enter through the rear access ramp here to give you guys a view of it. I did actually purchase this ship with real world money. Because I will be playing this game for a long time, and this is the gameplay loop that I enjoy. I enjoy cargo runs. And I wanted a medium cargo runner. So this right here is going to be a suit locker. As you can see, the suit lockers are not operational yet. And this is weapons locker. We've got some stuff stored in there. You can put small handguns, tools, and it is also mimicked on the other side there, just in case you have some crew, along with one of the fire extinguishers there. This is the tractor beam for use to move cargo. You'll see it moves along this trackway up top here. We got some componentry over here that I skipped over, but It's just, I believe, fuses and light componentry. There's our second fire extinguishers. Fires on ships are a thing. This is for your components right here and here. We have a small habitat with a table to sit and eat. Another fire extinguisher, 2 beds for bed logging, many personal storage up above them, and a restroom right there. And that will conclude our ship tour that I'm sure you've seen if you watched other videos. I just like to review things just in case there's some new people coming into the channel. Maybe they don't know what Star Citizen is. They haven't seen it. They've all they've seen is the negative reviews and the.
Welcome to Rocket Space Industries. Enjoy the world. System check.
Let's.
Take off.
I can't believe how expensive those med gels are, but they're worth it, to be honest with you. There's nothing worse than trying to do a mission and, you don't know what you're doing. Maybe get yourself killed, and instead of respawning all the way back at your home planet, you can just respawn right on your ship right there, and then go back, reloot your dead body, get all your supplies back.
Thanks for
So this is the beautiful planet of Microtech. And that right down there was the tram system that we took into the spaceport from the city. Right there you can see the tallest building is the Aspire building, which is where we were to go pick up our med gels. Let's get up into atmosphere here. Maybe if you're new to the game and you don't know, if you just hold comma, that is your rear view camera. Sometimes gives a little bit of cinematic stuff. We are just about out of atmosphere here. Should be out now. Level the old girl off. Okay, let's bring up our Moby glass and we'll see what kind of contracts we can pick from here. Let me first look at my rep. Down on the bottom on your Moby glass, this is where you'll be able to view and do many things. Look up your friends, do comms, check your health, your journal, which is, has pertinent information if you're unfamiliar with the game. What's my rep with Wicklow? I did do 2 missions for Wicklow, so. Wind, Foxwell. So I'm starting to gain some little bit of rep in the game. Kovalex here. That's what we're going to be doing today. The Kovalex is the hauling. What's Adagio Holdings? I'm not sure, but I do have some rep in it. I'm not sure how I gained rep in that. But the rep pertains to the contracts that you do, and these are the various activities that you can do in the game, along with the open world sandbox stuff. So. Mission. I don't know why that is. What's that? Some local hauling? See if we small, direct, medium. Okay, so we're going to have a pickup from Port Tressler here of corundum and quartz, and then we'll have the deliveries. Let's see how this does. I know recently with this update, we had some issues with some of the cargo. They weren't actually spawning in the elevator, or they were doing something else, which is, if you're not on an active mission for, say, this Kovalex distribution center, you'll be considered trespass, and they will turn you around or destroy you very quickly. So without an actual permit to enter the area, you're considered trespass. Okay. Distribution SDO5. So we're going to be collecting it from... That's 1.4 megameters, so we're going to have to go on the other side of the planet here.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
So if you see that it shows those distances, you're going to have to go to something that they call an orbital marker, which should be one of these guys right here. And that puts you at the proper distance from the planet.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive.
That way you can keep leaping around the planet. Sometimes the routing in this game is a little quirky. It'll allow you to jump straight to a place, and then other times, you'll have to use orbital markers.
Shields are on. Shields are on. Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
find a lot of the cargo missions don't have quite as high of a failure rate to properly give the cargo if they're done from a spaceport as opposed to, you know, a planetary cargo facility. So if this were reversed and I was doing a pickup from Port Tressler and a delivery to here, the stability of elevators on spaceports is much higher.
Shields are on. Landing gear deployed.
No, I didn't want landing gear. Why did you do that?
Landing gear raised.
If you just hit tab, you can send out a ping. That'll give you a readout of distances, and you know, if you're doing mining or any kind of acquisition of materials, or you know, hunting animals for their, you know, for their resources. That's how you would in the ground be able to get signatures. And then as you get closer to them, they will be scanned and it'll tell you what resource it is, you know, whether it's iron or small gems or whatnot. Since they introduced crafting into the game now, you can craft your own weapons and magazines and things like that. What? Lights here. Looks like it's raining here in low atmosphere. Let's see if we get a trespass. If we do, we're just immediately going to leave the area. There's nothing you can do if you have a trespass. Now you see now that on the left-hand side, you see Hephaestonite Raw. That was one of those pings, and that is a mineable that you can get. Let's see which one of these bays we're going to get here. It's going to be this close one. Nope, it's going to be the far one.
Landing gear deployed. Landing complete. Engines are off.
I'm going to do this with a hand
System off.
lift just to show you guys that you can do it both ways. And then when I unload it, I'll do it with the actual tractor beam that's on the ship. I like this ship because of the large cargo area that it has. I'll be able to use this ship for multi-role purposes. Maybe throw the Argo Atlas in here. I've done that. A couple SCU boxes and just go out mining for the day. And hopefully our cargo is here. We can get it all up on the lift in one run. These do have weight limits. Yep, our cargo is here. We're still going to Port Trustler, so it really doesn't matter. We can mix and match it. But that is definitely another aspect that I like of the of this ship. Having a split cargo, I can, it just helps me sort things that much easier. There's nothing peeking in the corner there. Okay. These can be lifted with the small hand lift, but I just prefer to always have a max lift on me. I run a single weapon setup with a max lift and then my AR. It all depends on what your game loop is. If you're going to be doing heavy combat, you might want to, go with a dual weapon setup and then change the loadouts that are on your legs. I have a medical applicator instead of a secondary pistol on my What are you doing? What are you doing? Some quick, easy, relaxing money here. Work our way into buying more and more ships and equipment, things like that. What are some games you guys are currently playing? Put it in the comments down below. My main three games right now are Crimson Desert, this, and Wuthering Waves. I enjoy games that have, you know, heavy exploration and things like that. I like Wuthering Waves for its puzzle solving, and Crimson Desert for just its aesthetic. The game is absolutely beautiful. Two, we'll get these up in here, and then we'll head over to Port Trustler, which is a small station just above Microtech. And there are more in-depth missions that have multiple pickups and drops. You can chain missions too, as far as you know, doing cargo runs. So you know, if I had a mission that I could chain, I would do a pickup from Port Trustler and then a drop off to another place, and just daisy chain them along. The missions are on a consistent timer, not for the completion of the mission, but if you don't have a mission type that you like, you just go do something else and then come back, and they have a pretty fast refresh rate, so you'll find something that you're interested in doing. Whether it be a planet you want to go explore, or maybe have limited time, a mission like this doesn't take that long. So I like it, I can just boom, pop off on the mission, get it done, earn some quick money, and then go off and go do whatever I want. Alright, quick little scan there. We don't have anything else. Let's get back aboard the baby girl here. Cargo?
Welcome to Roberts Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check. Engines are on. Takeoff complete.
Approach up to Port Tressler here. Maybe I'm going to start engaging with a outer station elevators. You can do it from the the hangars, which I've done many times, but I have yet to attempt. Maybe I could back the ship right up to one of the outer cargo elevators. Be right back in 1 second, guys. My dog wants to go outside and hang out for a little bit. Oh, beautiful view of Microtech here, along with Port Tressler.
Landing gear deployed.
So now that we're in here, do a little rotation on the ship.
Landing complete.
Accidentally hit the wrong button. Did the auto land.
Engines are off.
You know what?
Engines are on. Takeoff complete.
I'm actually going to do what I said.
Landing complete. Engines are off.
We can use the internal lifts to
System off.
move the cargo from our hold into the elevator. What time zone or when you may be watching this, but it's a beautiful morning here. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. Enjoying a cup of coffee. Relaxing with my dog, playing some Star Citizen. Oh, too close. As you can see, it's pretty quick and efficient with this this loader. It was definitely one of the things I liked about the ship. Especially if I'm going to be doing larger runs, you know, as my rep increases, they give you larger and larger runs worth more and more. So. Wild and whippy out there. Last one here for the large ones, then we'll do the couple small we got on the other side. No, 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 no. What are you doing? What are you doing? Dropped it there. That worked. That wasn't a bug or anything. Mine just accidentally hit the retract for the module to run down the spine of the ship before I released it. Look-see, that's it. Yeah. Piece of cargo off here. Turn this cargo in and get paid. Make a little bit of money back from all that med gel we had to buy. Contract confirmed. There we go, 76,000 credits. Just to verify, yeah, we're back up to 919 now. Let's see if we have any Port Tressler contracts since we're here right now. Elect titanium from Port Tressler. Secura and Grey Cat. Okay, we'll accept that and we'll just chain it right along. Yeah. As you can see, making money is pretty easy in this game. There's just multiple paths. I mean, you could do it other ways too. By doing bounties or mining. Cargo runs. I think they're all going to be clear for me to... with the tractor. This is just such a chill gameplay loop. That's why I enjoy it so much. Last night I played a little bit. It was, FPS combat, bunker mission, got that new armor that I'm currently wearing. Today is just cargo. So it's going to be 5 and 5 SCU. Quick little count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright.
Welcome to Robert Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check. Engines are on. Takeoff complete. Landing gear raised. Shields are off.
No, not letting me out. Let's see if we just go to the main planet of Microtech, and then we'll be close enough into atmosphere.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
Yep.
Quantum drive is now on.
just a beautiful view coming into the port here. Into sunset. Since we're so close, I just want to enjoy this sunset. The physics in this game are absolutely wonderful. Each planet does have its own rotation, so its own different day lengths, distances from the sun to determine its temperature. All that stuff is taken into account. CIG has done a very, very good job of just making the world believable. Absolutely beautiful. Gore in this game is very good too.
Landing gear deployed. Shields are on. Landing complete. Engines are off.
contract down. Looks like we're a little thirsty. We'll close up the ship. Grab a drink. Whew. Almost forgot to turn the ship on. Done. Do a quick check of the atmosphere. Okay, it says it's safe. Let's try that again. Hopefully we don't chuck ourselves out. Gary? Health at 55%. What? Did it really do that much damage to me? Okay, feeling better.
Engines. Take off.
You see, we are on the other side where it is daylight.
Shields are on.
I'm gonna have to put a bigger power plant in this, that way I can power all of my componentry to a higher degree. You know, if you put more into the life support system, then, you know, it will pressurize and stabilize the cabin faster. Your shields will come up faster. They'll repair themselves from damage faster. You know, your lasers or ballistics will have more punch to them.
Landing gear deployed. Landing complete. Takeoff complete. Engines are off.
Sure, I got my helmet on. I've made that mistake a few too many times. Because even though you are in a hangar, it does take a while for the hangar to stabilize the air in here too. Raise the lift. Contract is complete. Easy money, quick 130K. So 70 something from the other one, 60 something from this one. Check the Moby glass. 980, almost back up at a mill. Okay. We're gonna head up into atmosphere, and we're gonna bed log, just in case people don't know. But ships with beds do allow you to save all progress exactly where you are in space. And since I don't really need any materials or anything, I have a fairly good inventory. Oh, I got a bunch of P4AR mags in here. Bunch of C54s. Okay, well that's good. Well, we'll leave that in there. I like having some stuff around in each ship. Although it's a blessing and a curse, because if a bug were to happen and say, you know, I were to lose my ship, say crash or something, you know, guess what? Whatever you just bought is gone.
Engines.
Thank you, Natalie.
So usually when I bed log, I will just find a random location to jump to, enter quantum, and then exit at some point. That way I'm just in the middle of deep space.
Shields off.
Oh, that looks good. We'll start our travel to Hurston. Maybe we'll do some missions over there next time I log in. So 38, we'll jump out at around 32. Travel out of direct path. That way we're not in a direct space lane. And we'll just use our speed to coast until we come to a stop. And then we should be good to go. Shields back on.
Engines off.
So the reason you might want to acquire a ship, especially a starter ship like the Intrepid or the Avenger Titan, is for this reason alone, for the bed logging. So you can just hold F. If you press F, you sit, but if you hold F, you bring out the menu. Then you can select lie down. And then if you look over here on the left, towards the outside of the bed, you'll see if you press F, it gets up, but if you hold F again, it will bring out more options. And log out. And that saves your status and your telemetry. And you're back into the main menu. So we'll exit the game here. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed this quick little cargo loop that we did there. Show you can chain missions, and it's a very lucrative business to start making some money in the game. That way you can start earning in-game credits to buy new ships, besides for just running your pledge ship. So if you want to explore more gaming loops like the cargo or mining or salvage, they're a possibility. Just put in the work. And any one of the starter ships starts with 8 SC of cargo. So you can do the extra small cargo runs right off the bat and start making 50K to clip. And then, as you build up and then you gain rank, that they increase in value. You're going to be limited to the 8 SCU until you can grind out enough credits to get a larger cargo ship and then start running more and more complex missions. But I just want to say thanks everybody for watching today's stream. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. This is Vegas Postman signing out. Bye everybody.